Welcome to another video on game development with Asha Akanksha Foundation. In today's video, in the previous video, we had created a ball on a platform. So in today's video, we'll move that ball around using the inputs from the keyboard as well as some transforms through a script. So basically, we'll add a constant forward motion for the ball and allow the user to move the ball left and right through the keyboard keys. So let's get started.
In this video, we'll make a controller for the ball. So we want to ensure that the ball moves forward irrespective of what the user clicks. And we want to allow the user to either move a little left or right according to the user's understanding of the game. So we'll go to assets. We'll create a folder for scripts. So since we have already seen what scripts are and why we're going to create, we already have a folder for that. Yeah, so since we've already seen what these scripts are and why we create these scripts and why do we even store them in folders, I'm not going to stress a lot on that. I'm just going to name my controller player controller. Select the player, apply the controller. Yeah, so selected the player, applied the controller. Yeah, that got applied. And now I'm going to start coding. For that, I'll open VS Code. Here in open folder, I have this project 2 here in this directory. I'm going to just select the scripts folder and open the whole folder itself. It shows these different files, and I'm going to select the player control. Yeah, I'm going to first add a constant transformation. So for that, there are two ways. If you it depends on the version of Unity that you're using. If you do get a transform object on your own without actually having to do a get component, you can just use that transform object. And let me check which axis I want the constant motion to be. So I want the motion to be in this direction, and that direction is actually the z-axis. Going back to VS Code, I want transform dot let me just, yeah, so this is the player, and I want to translate, and the direction should be 0 0 1. I think this speed might be a problem because these frames are updated very frequently, but even nonetheless, just check it out once. Okay, so even though it seems like the ball isn't moving, it's moving forward and the camera is moving with it. And when we reach the end towards the edge, we will be able to more clearly see the motion. Yeah, we're there, I think. Now we'll just wait for the ball to fall over and then pause the game. Yeah, that was pretty smooth and realistic. So let's go back to our VS Code, and here now what we want to do is we want to allow the player to move the ball a little left or right according to the game's scenario. So let's go back, and here we already know that we can take the user's input by calling input.getKeyDown or getKey only. So getKey gives the current key that is pressed, while getKeyDown only returns true when like once when the key is pressed downwards, and not when the key so once when the key is pressed downwards, then it stays pressed, and after that it is released. So this the getKeyDown only give signals once every press, while get key would always give true when the key is pressed. So here key code dot left arrow, and if this is true, what we want to do is we want to add a transformation. We'll add a very slow transformation just like the forward motion. We can change it later when we get like design the game a little more, but for now just for visual purposes. So this is for left. Let's try it out first before writing the right part, because we all know about the compilation errors that may occur. Okay, so yeah, that's the motion of the ball right now. We can make it a little more slow so that the motion is much more like we can keep the key pressed even for a longer time. Okay, this one's a bit more slow. Well, tune it according to your game. I know it's not very important, but just for perfection purposes. Yeah, this one seems very smooth. Okay, so let's go back and add the right one too. So if input dot get key is key code dot right arrow, we're going to do transform dot translate 0.05 f 00. Always remember to add this f, because if you don't, it considers it as a double, which will give you a compilation error as there is no auto conversion. Starting again. Okay, so that's the motion. Yeah, I'm already enjoying it. I think we can increase the forward speed a bit so that like the to just to make the game a little more challenging, but that we'll do later. For now, this our controller is ready. Later we'll change all these components, such as having some constants at the top rather than actually storing the values here, like, and all those changes that should be always there in a game.
So in this video, we were successfully able to move around the ball by having a constant forward motion and a left-right control for the user. So we were able to take input from the keyboard and use it in our game according to how we want. So I really hope you found it useful.